Look, if we have the right faith, he will move those spiritual mountains in our way.
That's right.
Those attacks and works of the enemy that come against us, he will remove.
That's right.
Those chains so easily beset us, those sins that want to bind us, he will break them. And he gives us, we will receive whatsoever you shall ask in prayer, believing you shall receive. All these things are according to the will of God. If our faith is right, if we're praying for the will of God, he will answer those prayers. You know what? You know how you can pray for the will of God? You know how it's easy to pray for the will of God? When you're in his will. When you're in his will, when you are surrendered to him, and you will pray for the will of God. You won't be praying for your own will and needs.
Mm-hmm.
Mark 11.
Okay.
Mark 11. 22.
Mm-hmm.
22 through 26. And Jesus answering said unto them, have faith in God, for verily I say unto you, that whosoever shall say unto this mountain, be thou removed, and be thou cast in the sea, and shall not doubt in his heart, but shall believe that those things which he says shall come to pass, he shall have whatsoever he says. Therefore I say unto you, what things soever you desire, when you pray, believe, have faith that you receive them, and you shall have them. And when you stand praying, forgive if you have aught against any, that your Father also, which is in heaven, may forgive you your trespasses. But if you do not forgive, neither will your Father, which is in heaven, forgive your trespasses. Also, the implication here, if you got unforgiveness in your heart, he's not going to answer your prayers. That's the implication in this passage as well. If you have unforgiveness, he's not going to forgive you. And that's rough, man. I kept praying for this certain person. I'll share a little testimony. Lord, help me to forgive him. Help me to forgive him. And I would say, okay, I forgive him. But every time that person's name come up, that rage and that anger and that hatred would come back up. And Lord, I said, Lord, I know I said I forgive him. And I prayed that I forgive him. And I haven't forgiven him. Because it's still there. I said, Lord, I need you to take this unforgiveness, this anger, this rage, I need you to take it away. It's not enough for me to say I forgive him, Lord. I need you to take it away. I need you to change my heart. And guess what? He changed my heart. That's the only way. Because I could have changed my heart. I could have even just prayed, Lord, I forgive him. Because when it came up, he come up, I wanted to throttle him. I wanted to kill him, literally. I mean, and there's more to that testimony to why I wanted to do that. But I wanted to murder the man. I was that angry with him. I was that hurt by this person in my mind, in my heart. But the Lord made it so I could forgive him. And so you can say, well, you don't know what's been done to me, Pastor. You don't know what's hurt has been caused to me, and I can't forgive something like that. No, you can't, but God can. He can give you a heart. He can change your heart so you can forgive them. And if you want to hang on to that, that's your pride hanging on to that. You need to cry out to God to change your heart and let that thing go. I love you. I do love you. He loves you more. Luke 10. Luke 10, 17. Verse 17. And the 70 returned again, at 70 disciples, believers, returned again with joy, saying, Lord, even the devils, that's talking about demons, are subject unto us through your name. He's given us the authority of his name. And he said unto them, he said to them, I beheld Satan as lightning fall from heaven. Behold, I give unto you power to tread on serpents and scorpions, and over all the power of the enemy, and nothing shall by any means hurt you. This is talking about the domain of spiritual authority, is what it's talking about. It is only over spiritual beings and not over humans that this authority is what it's talking about. So let me go. Okay, one more verse. Notwithstanding in this, rejoice not that the spirits are subject unto you. It's not an occasion for joy, but rather rejoice because your names are written in heaven. Because you are saved, you're born again. He's given you this authority, but we're saved. That's what we rejoice over. We're children of God. We're joint heirs with Christ. Amen. What we need more of in the church today is more of Jesus. Yes. And we need in ourselves, that means we need more of Jesus. Yes. We need to be more like Jesus. We need to speak like Jesus and think like Jesus and talk like Jesus and act like Jesus. That's what sanctification process is. It's the Holy Spirit working in us to make us more like Christ. And just, you know what? We should be, it's an increment, let's be honest, because we're hard-headed. The human being is hard-headed. We still got this corruptible flesh. Even we've got the spirit, and it's the sin nature battling with the Holy Spirit in us, the divine nature. But we should be more like Jesus every day. A little bit more like Jesus every day, because we should be surrendering a little bit more to Jesus, a little bit more to God, a little bit more to the Holy Spirit every day. And the sad thing is, some of us we got saved how many ever years ago, whether it was 1 year ago or 50 years ago, and we're worse off now than when we got saved. Now we're just cold, or we're not even lukewarm anymore. No. Some people. And we look worse. We got the grave clothes of religion on. We got the facade on. We got the white walk. We painted the outside white. But we're black as all get out on the inside. Some of us. Let the Holy Spirit deal with you. Let God deal with you. I'm not dealing with you. I don't. In the sense that you need to let the Holy Spirit in, and you need to start surrendering your heart and life to Him, your thought process to Him. I can't fix you, but I know a man who can. That's right, John 14. John 14. This is important that you get this, especially in light of things that have. This is important that you get this morning. John 14. Verily, verily, this is Christ speaking. I say unto you, he who believes on me, the works that I do, shall he also, the miracles and greater works. It doesn't mean they'll be more magnificent in number, because he was only here for 3.5 years. It don't mean that the works are going to be more miraculous, more special than what Jesus done, but they're going to be more in number because we're here for all these years. So, verily, verily, I say unto you, he who believes on me, the works that I do, shall he do also, and greater works than these shall he do, because I go unto my Father, and whatsoever you shall ask in my name, that will I do, that the Father may be glorified in the Son. If you shall ask anything in my name, I will do it. Amen. So he is glorified. It's in his name, the authorities in his name, and it's God's work. Us. Are we willing to pray for people? Are we willing to witness for people? Are we willing to lay hands on people? I'm not in control of who God heals and when he heals them, but I will pray for someone to be healed, and I pray that God will heal them. Amen. John, flip over, starting at verse 1. I am the vine, and my Father is the husbandman. Every branch in me, every branch is every believer in me that bears no fruit. The Holy Spirit